I want to say, if you have a cell phone, put it on vibrate, mute, turn it off, whatever you got to do. We talking about a very important conversation. Nothing could be more important than money right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right, so now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my econ, and then I'm going to sit down and I'm going to shut up. Is that okay? So about for the next 7 hours, some of y'all are like, oh man, that's a long time. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk for about 42 minutes. I'm going to give y'all a 42-minute version. And then what we're going to do is switch gears, and we're going to go into some training. We'll probably be here till about 2 o'clock. You're more than welcome to stick around and stay and see how do we get all these things done. But I want to thank everyone for coming out this morning. I promise you, you could have been out doing all kind of things this morning. You could have been out just sleeping. I like to sleep. My daughter called me at 5 o'clock this morning. I'm like, hey, I just want to say hey. I'm like, well, okay, say hey later. Because, that's kind of early. But my thing is, I don't ever do anything before 11 o'clock typically. Anybody here? I'm not a morning person. Okay, but I do get up in the morning and hang out with you guys because I like knowing what we do. But I got involved in business many years ago because I knew that I needed to make more money. I was working as a shift manager for Marriott. I had been doing that for some years, and I got to this little plateau and I started to realize something. I had an epiphany. I realized that I was broke. Anybody ever been there? Yeah. Okay, and I started trying to figure out. I said, man, what else can I do to make more cash flow? What else can I do to help my family? So I started looking at all kinds of things I could do. I looked at no money down real estate. I looked at vending machine businesses. I looked at everything. I was going to all kinds of seminars, you name it. I was up in the middle of the night. Those little infomercials, somebody come down if you want to get rich. I was down there trying to get rich. When I called the 800 number and I put in my little reservation. So I came out of a meeting one day and I met a gentleman by the name of Kevin, and he gave me a business card and said, hey man, you looking for an opportunity? I said, yeah, I'm looking for an opportunity. So about 2-3 days later, I went and saw a meeting, presentation. I got involved in that company. And I didn't know how important that decision was to make a decision to go into business. And I did. And I remember it was $300 to get started. My car note was due that week. And I did not pay my car note. I decided to get in business. Now, most people would do something like this. Well, I want to get in business, but I got some other else going on called car note. I'm going to get back with you when I get straight. Here's the problem. Most folks don't have a plan to get straight. Does that make sense? See, if you got to get straight, you don't even have a plan to get straight. So I always tell people, you got to go ahead and leap out there and get into the fight. Most folks don't even know they're in a fight, okay? So, make a long story short, I met this gentleman here by the name of Mr. Alvin Curry. Alvin is here. This one, not this one, okay? Alvin was a multi-millionaire when I met him. And I had never met a millionaire before in my life. And I didn't know when the next time I was going to meet one. He says, John, I want to teach you everything I know about business, money, capitalism, and finance. I said, oh, that sounds good to me. So what happened, I spent about 3,000 hours with him over the last decade. As a result, I was able to retire at 34 years old. Today I'm 42. I haven't worked a job in a long time. Now, I work teaching people personal financial success. My wife and I, we live by all these principles. We own our house free and clear. We own all our cars free and clear. We have no credit card debt. That's not to brag. That's to say, hey, we live by the principle. Now, I want y'all to think about this. Have you been taught some ideas about money? Most of us have, right? Let me see if you ever heard of this one. Go to school, get a good education, get a good job, and you work hard, and everything is going to be okay. Anybody ever heard that? Now we can look around and see that that's not working for most folks, right? So what we're gonna do is we're going to start to expand on that. There's nothing wrong with getting a good education. There's nothing wrong with working hard. I'm a hard-working person. But here's what I would say. We got to add another piece to the recipe if we're going to get to personal financial success. Make sense? Okay? Now, let's get into the presentation here. All right. Boom. Oh, who did that? So y'all can see everything. Okay. Now, we are My Econ, the personal financial success company. We're not the coffee company. We're not the juice company. We're not the travel company. I'm not getting ready to show y'all how to wrap my belly up and get skinny. That's not what we do. But I promise you, all those things are fine. But But I believe people are selling all those things to get to personal financial success. What you think?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the number one product in the world is money. It's not any of those things. What you think?
Yep.
So we believe in teaching people how to get money and cash flow. So you heard a lot of people introduce themselves talking about, I've cash flowed this, I've cash flowed that. See, we want to start talking about cash flow, okay? Let's say it. Cash
flow.
All right. Now, personal financial success. I've talked to thousands of people all over the country. Have not found 50 people that were on track to get it done or even knew what personal financial success was. See, they might see me riding down the road in my Benz and they say, woo, that's personal financial success. But that ain't personal financial success. That's just a car. Don't mean anything. They might say, well, John lives in a nice neighborhood. Well, maybe that's personal financial success. That's not personal financial success either. We're going to talk about some very specific things about what personal financial success is. But now, let's talk about the company here. We're a 12-year-old debt-free, technology-driven company. We didn't borrow a dime from anyone to put the company together, and we're based in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, here's the thing. We talk in terms of cash flow, right? Now, if I were to talk to you about my econ made $1 billion, what does that really do for you? Nothing at all, because you can't spend it, neither can I, right? So really what this represents, it represents what's going on with the people in the company, okay? When you add everybody's cash flow up, they've cash flowed over $400 million using our system. See, people in our system are having great success. And we're on track to put another $100 million in cash flow in people's pockets over the next 12 months, okay? Now, okay. So let's talk about this thing called personal financial success. You got 2 financial objectives. How many?
2.
Let's say it. 2. 1.
2.
All right. Now, let's talk about what they are. See, it doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a lawyer, a school teacher, whatever it is you do for a living, you're trying to do 2 things. See, most of us think if I just get me some more money, I'll be straight. How many ever said that?
Yeah.
Here's the problem. A fool and his money will soon part.
Yep.
The more money you get, see, if you make a mistake with $100, you're going to make the same mistake with $1,000. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter if you just get more money, because think about this. Do you believe that people that play in the NFL make more money than you?
Yep.
They got more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that 75% of them filed bankruptcy within 2 years after retiring from the NFL? Do you know that people in the NBA, 50% of them filed bankruptcy after they retire from the NBA? Okay? So it's not just about having more money. I've seen people hit the lottery, get millions of dollars, and within 5 years they're broke. Anybody ever seen this? So this idea of just getting more money is not the key. You got to, yes, get some more money, but you got to know what to do with it when you get it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay? Now, so number 1, you need income for today. So this is why you trade time for money. You work a job. You have a business. You give a certain amount of expertise, a certain amount of time, and then they pay you some money. You run out of money on Sunday night and start over on Monday morning. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
So now, the problem with this is you cannot trade time for money forever. You see, what has to happen, 1 of 3 things is going to happen to you. Either you're going to get too old to work, you're going to decide you don't want to work, or your job is going to fire you. And when that happens, you have to have some income that comes from a second source. Everybody understand?
Mm-hmm.
So now that second source has to come from income producing assets. That's anything that you own that brings you money without you working. Now I want you to think about this. When is the last time you bought something that makes you money? Don't answer too fast. See, most people I ask that question, they can't remember a time, if any. And the problem with that is we spend a lot of our time turning our cash into trash. So we buy things. So, okay, I bought this suit. I don't know, spent a few $100 on the suit, right? But now in 3 to 4 years, am I going to want this suit? No, it's going to get shiny. It's going to start falling off, all kind of stuff falling apart, right? And then I'm going to need a new one. So I turn several $100s into something that's now going into the trash can. We spend our whole lives turning our money into trash. And we never turn our cash into assets. See, that's how you get wealthy. You take some of your cash, buy, build, or grow an asset, and create more what? Cash. And then you repeat the process. The problem is, a lot of people don't have any cash to buy the assets. Does that make sense? So we're going to talk about that. Now, let's put some numbers to this. Let's say you make $5,000 a month, $60,000 a year. Now, whether you make more or less doesn't matter, still works the same way. The question you must ask yourself is, how much assets do I need to replace my income? You need at least 10 times what you make in a year. That's $600,000 at a 10% rate of return. That's going to give you the same $60,000 a year. Now you have income replacement. Now you can stop working and never go back to work and still have the same money. Everybody see that? This is what you're trying to do. It's not try to get a house. It's not try to get a car. It's not try to go on vacation. It's trying to have enough assets to maintain your lifestyle so you never go back to work. Okay? Now, let's keep moving. Here's our solution. Income shifting. That's the first thing we're going to do. But let's talk about some other things first. I just downloaded a new presentation. They're going to switch some pages on me. But I got to get this done. You got 4 obstacles that stop you from getting to personal financial success. The first one is inflation. See, cost of living is doubling in this country every 20 years. And your problem is your income is not going to double every 20 years on your job. See, you might be making $50,000 today, but 20 years from now, you might only be at $80,000. Does that make sense? And then you look up, you're like, oh, I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life. But it's harder and harder to make ends meet. Anybody ever heard somebody say this? That's absolutely what's going on. Your income is not outpacing inflation. So what we have to do is build inflation-proof income. You do it 2 ways. Write this down. The first way, you got to build leverage. That means make some money off not only what you do, but what other people do. See, somebody done figured out how to make money on you. Would you agree or disagree?
Yeah,
Your problem is you haven't figured out how to make any money on anybody else. That's the issue. You don't have enough. See, I heard people say, I work for every dime I get. That's the worst statement you can make. Because as soon as you stop working, you stop getting dimes. And last time I checked, you're going to need money all the way up until you die. Is that true?
That's true.
And even when you're riding out of here in that black Cadillac for the last time, I think they want some money that day. I might be wrong, but I think they do. Okay? Now, you got to have that. The second way, you have to build residual income. You have to be able to get paid multiple times for work you do one time. See, most people have tied themselves to a pay system called linear pay. Bless you. Here's what happens. You work 1 hour, you get paid 1 hour. You work 1 week, get paid 1 week. If you don't work, what happens, Stephanie? You get nothing. Anybody ever got that system? Do you know you tie yourselves to that system for 30 or 40 years, and then you look up and retire and don't have any money, and you stop getting paid, but you still need money? You have residual bills. How come you have not built residual income?
That's right.
Don't tie yourself to one-time money, okay? So now the second problem. Let's see if we got it. A little something called taxes. Anybody ever heard of it? The average person is losing 1/3 of their income to taxes before they ever spend a dime to take care of their family. You have a paycheck that comes in, right? Taxes come out?
Yeah.
Or your first paycheck where you asking, who is FICA?
Yeah.
I remember that. I was asking that question. Who is this and why they got my money? What's the deal? Okay? So now look at this. We lose $1,500 here. We only have $3,500 left to spend. And I always tell people we are entrapped in the game called capitalism. That means we're playing the game, but we don't know the rules to the game. That's like me playing basketball with Kobe Bryant. And I play basketball once a year, don't even know what a traveling is and double dribble, and I'm out here getting my butt kicked. See, we're trying to go up against some of the most astute financial minds in the financial industry. Think about this. Let me show you how you've been taken advantage of. Anybody in here ever went out and bought a car and got financed? Raise your hand. Okay. When they financed you, did they finance you based on your gross income or your net income?
Yeah,
Well, I got a real silly question. Why are they making payments based on money you don't even have? And they can't say they didn't know this. You had to provide some check stubs to prove your income. Is that true? Mm-hmm. So they knew exactly what you were working with, but they decided to make your payments based on this number, not this, because they can lend you more money here. They do the same thing for a house. Is that true? True. So now they make more money on interest. So it was never about helping you. It was about getting them some money. You might want to write this down. Everyone is your competition for your money. I don't think you got very many friends in the financial world. See, people go up to me and say, "Ooh, yeah, they was trying to help me. They took me over to that special credit department." Honey, if they took you to special credit, they wasn't trying to help. They weren't trying to help. See, we live in a society. Think about this, guys. We live in a society where if you having some struggles paying your bills, so your credit score gets you problem a little bit. You got a couple late payments. Instead of them saying, "You know what? Let's make these payments smaller so it make it a little easier." They make the payment higher. Now, how does that really help you? It doesn't, does it? And then, if you're over here, you got a Capital One card, right? And then you over here, you got a Bank of America credit card. And if you mess up over here on Bank of America, Capital One look over and say, "Well, it was late over here. Let's raise his interest rate." Do you know they can do this? Now, you ain't did another Capital One. But they want to raise your payment. That's the problem. So now, you got a cash flow issue here. So now it caused you to have another problem called debt. Because when you have to make a major purchase, you don't have $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 sitting aside to buy a car. You don't have $100,000, $200,000 sitting aside to buy a home. You have to finance it. So now you create this little thing out here called debt. You get some education, go to college. Don't have the $60,000 to pay for this. Anybody here got some student loans? Okay? They say the average student loans is $50,000 to $60,000. Man. And they say you can't, there ain't no forgiveness. Man. So look at this. You end up losing another third of your income to just interest payments on debt. Most of the house notice what? Interest. Most of the car notice what? Interest. You got some issues. How are you going to ever be financially successful if a third of your income goes to taxes and a third of your income goes for the right to owe somebody money? That's 60% of your income going to absolutely nothing. And now what you're supposed to do is take the 40% that's left, live on it, and go down here and build a 401k, an IRA, a mutual fund, some type of asset that one day when you retire, you're going to have enough money in there so you never have to go back to work. Now, when do you think that's really going to happen? As the young folks say, where they do that at? Right? It don't even work that way. Okay? Don't even work. But lo and behold, all these issues cause you to have less than ideal savings and investing. Okay? Now, here's our solution. The first thing we do is we teach you something called income shifting. Okay? Now, income shifting works like this. We show you how to shift your income from higher tax brackets to lower tax brackets. Gives you more money on a monthly basis. So typically, we show a person how to lower their taxes by $200 to $1,000 a month within 10 to 14 days of them joining our system. Now think about that. You work a job, right? So if we were to save you $500 a month on taxes, would that help you out a little bit? Couldn't you take some of that money and pay down a car note or credit card or student loan or something like that? Or take it and put it in your investment account? Right? Now, how many people did I say you had to know to do that? None. Did I say that you had to be a good salesperson? See, I don't want you at the end of my presentation to say, "Well, I'm not a salesperson. I asked you to be one. I asked you to be a financial strategist." The wealthiest people in the world are not salespeople. They're people that got good financial strategies. I don't want you to be talking about, "Well, I got to go talk to Bill. Bill broke as a joke. He broke it in a potato chip. If he went out here and threw it out on Lodge Freeway and got ran over 30 times, he broke. He was like, 'Well, I'm going to go see what he thinks.'" Let me just give you one real small rule of advice. Don't take financial advice from people that don't have finances. I think you'll be okay. I don't think they can get you where you're trying to go. Look at somebody that's unsuccessful and do the exact opposite. Now, what I just illustrated,
I told y'all was gonna be laughing.
What I illustrated to you was a great deal, right? Do you think there are other people that might want to learn how to do that? Well, that's a business opportunity. See, in business, you find the biggest problem that you can find and create a solution. But one of the problems we found is most people are in this mess, and they don't know how to get out. And if you refer somebody to a system that can help them do income shifting, you get paid. Make sense? And then lastly but not least, we show you how to get passive income. Okay? Now, let's talk about the income shifting strategy. First and foremost, we're going to teach a person how to correct tax withholding. Most people have tax withholding incorrect. Now, don't misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not saying manipulate tax withholding. Because a lot of people, what they do is they say, well, I got my W-4, I claim 9 for 6 months, then I claim 0 for 6 months. Anybody ever heard of this? Mm-hmm. Then they say, well, you know, I just claim exempt. Well, dummy, you are not exempt. You will have a bill at the end of the year. You go here and you say, well, I don't know why. I say, I'm in trouble with the IRS. No, you're in trouble with yourself. You made bad decisions. IRS ain't got nothing to do with that. They said, no, they didn't say. You did. You went messed up. So we're going to talk about this. Here's why this is very important. Now, not just for people that are employees, but I want to also talk to the business owners that are here. See, don't think about just where you are. You might not have a W-4, but here's the problem. 80% of the people in this country have a W-4 filled out incorrectly. See, so don't look at where you are in life. See, that's like saying, okay, McDonald's went into business because they like hamburgers. No. They went into business, in the restaurant business, why? Because other people wanted some what? Hamburgers. See, a lot of people say, well, I just like doing this, I just like doing that. Well, what you like should be your hobby. What other people like should be your business. Yeah. What other people don't have, you should be providing. That's how you do it. Now, as long as it's legal, moral, and ethical, I say do it. Now, if it don't fit them three, don't do it. Secondly, teach them how to build a home-based business. Why? It gives them an additional stream of income, and it gives them a tax shelter. We're going to talk about how that works in a second. Okay? Now, 80% of the people in this country overpay their taxes. Do you believe this? Yes. They get something called a tax refund. They say, woo, I need my refund right now. They got a thing where you can pay $1,200. Well, you can get $1,200 to get. You can pay $500 or some $400 to get $1,200 of your refund quickly that day. And you so broke, you couldn't wait 10 to 12 days. You want to pay $400 to get the $1,200 to hold you over till you get the rest. That's a quick indicator that you got an issue. What you think? Okay. See, here's the problem. If you need the money so bad, why you give it to them in the first place? Let's start right there. I'm getting ready to make a controversial statement in the first place. Are y'all ready? Yes. There is no law that requires you to pay taxes. Oh, shoot. Some of y'all, they said, oh, man. Guys, it messed up. They said, oh, man, he was doing good till he said that. Because I hear people say, well, there's only two things that's sure in life. They say death and what? And then some people add another thing to it. They say stay black or die and all that, right? But anyway, here's what I'm going to do. See Elise up here laughing at me. That's okay. Now, I want to show you something real quick here. Man, you stealing my stuff. I'm going to show it. Now check this out. You've seen this form before, right? That's 1040, right? Now, on the left side of the 1040 talks about the refund right here. And it says this is the amount that you what? Overpaid. Make sure they can hear you.
This is the amount that you overpaid.
All right, so see, I don't want you to be talking about John said. My econ said. No, this is actually on the IRS form. That's Department of who? Treasury. Internal who?
Revenue.
So we don't be talking about Internal Revenue John. No. No. It's the IRS. See, what you got to understand is most people is overpaying and they only understand because they've been conditioned to think that they're supposed to get this big refund. As a matter of fact, the bigger the refund, the more excited they get. No, the worse off you are. I see people getting $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 refunds, $10,000 refund. Okay? Here's why it's a problem. You lose money. First of all, you're giving the IRS an interest-free loan. If you got some of their money, I bet you it won't be interest-free. It's going to have penalties and all kind of stuff on it. Now, the other part of the problem is this. You're going to lose money because you didn't have access to the money. You messed around and put some stuff on the credit card. See, something happen on the car, you know, see, every time I go to the doggone car dealership, it seems like, or something, it's $1,000. Little light went on, I went up there, they said, okay, John, $1,000. 70% of the people in this country do not have $1,000 in savings. They have no emergency fund. So because they don't have access to this money, they put stuff on the credit card and it costs them money in the form of interest. Everybody got it?
Yeah.
Okay? Second problem. They could have taken the money and dropped it into their investment account like a 401k. They could have taken the $3,000, dropped it in the 401k and saved $1,000 on taxes. They lost money again. So this idea, I like my refund, you can like it all you want, but it's a bad financial decision. Make sense? I say get the money up front right now in your paycheck so you can take it and use it to your advantage. Okay? Now, the opportunity to earn income in business. I say build a plan B while you don't need a plan B. I say learn our financial literacy program. See, this is our training manual. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to read the whole book to you. The whole book. Start to finish. Are you ready? See, this is what we call financial literacy. See, here's the problem. Most people in this country have zero financial literacy. Think about it. You can go from kindergarten to the 12th grade, and it was never mandated that you learn anything about business, money, capitalism, or finance. Is that true?
That's true.
But we live in a system that's based on all those things. We don't even know how money works, but we deal with money every day. That's not done to you by accident. See, some people say, well, why don't they just teach this in school? They should teach this in school. Yeah, they should, but they won't.
Right.
We live in a capitalistic system. The very nature of capitalism means someone gets capitalized upon. That's the person who don't got the information. So why would they teach it to you so you can become their competition? This ain't got nothing to do with Democrats and Republicans. It has nothing to do with Donald Trump. And that's the last time I'm going to mention his name. Okay? Now, business owners have access to many more deductions than employees. So what we do is we have a curriculum that shows you how to do what is called tax minimization. In the last 12 years, I have not paid taxes for 9 of those years, including the current year. Somebody didn't hear me. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in income. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars in income. Paid no taxes. And the IRS is not looking for me. Is anybody inquiring how did he do that? We'll continue to talk about it. Many expenses employees routinely spend money on could become tax deductible if they become a business owner. Okay? Let's talk about this real quick. Very important. I'm going to give you the tale of two worlds. The first one. This is the W-2 employee, which is 95% of the people in this country. Here's why you need to do my econ, even if you're a business owner. Number one, you might have a business that doesn't have passive income. You need to get that. You might have a business that does not have leverage income. You got to get paid off hundreds of people or thousands of people. This is how you get wealth. Anybody want to, let me make sure I'm in the right room. Anybody want to get wealthy? See, I don't want to be talking to everybody that just want to be broke. Now, I'm not talking about wanting to be wealthy in spirit. I'm talking about action.
That's right.
Action. What are you going to do? See, sometimes I talk to people and I show them what they got to do. See, I show them exactly what I did at least to become a millionaire. And they say, well, I don't want to do that. You know, I just want to do this. Well, what you've been doing got you where you are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You got to change your thinking.
That's right.
You can't be talking about, I'm going to stay the same, but I'm going to change. That's an oxymoron. Don't even work that way, does it? Okay? Now, let's say a person make $50,000 a year here. There's a mother of two. Look at this. You work and make money, then you pay taxes, and then you pay expenses. Okay? So now, when this woman files her taxes, she's going to get what is called head of household. That's roughly $10,000 here. So we minus this, we got $40,000 left. Now, you're going to get $4,000 per person depending on the income as an exemption. That's $12,000 here. You got $28,000 left. This is called your taxable income. You can't say, well, I got me a real good tax person. He's going to help me out. He's going to hook me up. It is absolutely nothing that they can do to lower this. Everybody got it?
Mm-hmm.
Some of y'all don't get it. See, I see people all the time, like, I got a good tax person. That don't mean nothing. If he do anything other than put what's in box 1 on the W-2 and put it on the thing, you got some issues. If he started talking, he gonna hook you up. You might as well go and get out of the room because you're gonna be hooked up all right. You're gonna be in the wrong place. But now, as a business owner, what we do is we show you how to transition. Now think about this now. We're not talking about you being in business. We're talking about other folks need to be in business. 95% of the population in America does not have a business and does not understand the conversation we're having this morning. And this is very important. So now we show them how to become a business owner. We're going to show them how to work and make money, then pay expenses, and then they pay taxes on what's left if they don't spend all the money up.
Mm.
Do you know that's how business owners get treated in America? That's like me saying, okay, you make $50,000. Let's say you make 50 grand on your job. From January to December 31st, you spend all the money up. And then in January, when you file your taxes, the IRS say, well, you spent all the money up. You don't have to pay no tax. Would you like that scenario? Do you understand that that's what happens to business owners every day? When I understood this, I just learned how to start spending all the money up.
Right.
Because either I'm going to spend the money up, and I spend it up, not just spend it on stuff. I take it and put it into investments that are tax sheltered. I take it and put it on build my business, invest in my business. That's one of the things I can do. So now, let's take a look at a few of them. Okay? Anybody here drive a car? Yeah. Some of y'all do. Let me make sure I'm in the right room. Anybody here driving a car? Raise your hand.
Yeah.
Would you like the government to give you a tax deduction every time you drive your car?
Yes.
See? The reason why we pick these 7. These are things that you are spending money on regardless to you having a business or not. So it's become something that's formerly non-deductible into now something that is tax deductible. Everybody understand? Tax deductible is key. Okay? I have to, no, I'm not going to mention him no more. Okay. Let's say you drove your car 20,000 miles for the year. We show you exactly what the law says. See, so we don't just guess and think about and maybe. So here's what we do. This right here, these are publications. Okay? Publications directly from the IRS. This is Department of Treasury, Internal Revenue. We update these every year. I just don't print them out. But here's the thing. We put these at your fingertips. We do training on them. We might be talking about some of them today. But now we show you exactly what to do. It takes 2 to 5 minutes a day to get a tax deduction 80 to 90% of the time that you're ever in your vehicle. Now, would that be a good deal? Because you get at least 50 cents a mile. Okay? So now, 80% is 16,000 miles. Now you got an $8,000 tax deduction. So now here's what happens. When you file taxes, you can attach a Schedule C that you can't do over here, and this takes your taxable income down to 20. You'll save $2 grand on taxes for just driving your car. Is that a good deal? Do you want something? You ain't got to think about that, do you? You ain't got to talk to Jesus again, all this stuff. Because somebody's going to say, "Here, I got to pray about it." There ain't nothing wrong with praying. Ain't nothing wrong with praying. Here's the problem. You do all kinds of things you don't pray about. And then you come in here and try to be cute, talking about, "I'm going to pray about this." Come on. I'm just serious. Some of y'all got purses. $500. You didn't pray for it, you got that. But he gonna come in here trying to tell me I have to pray about this. You don't make any decisions until come on. You bust hell wide open, bring it in the church. What you want to talk about? Praying today. Just say, you know what, I don't want to do it. I don't like you, John. Whatever, right? That's cool. But now look what happened here. Anybody here got a car now? Raise your hand. Do you know the interest will now become 80% tax deductible? So now you paying the car note anyway, right? Well, now look at this. Bang, another $1,000. 19,000. Let's take a look at some other things. Communication. Anybody got a cell phone? Everybody in here, right? Mm-hmm. See, Apple making money on you. Android making money on you. Let me show you how to turn that into a tax deduction. See, you got internet access at home. That now becomes something tax deductible. Okay? Look at this. Another 1,000. Boom, we down to 18,000. Travel. Anybody go on vacation once a year, twice a year? Family reunion. Only 2 people? Man, y'all need some new jobs. Come on. A staycation? Man, we're doing that. We're doing that. We're gonna show you how to put that. I promise you. But we need to travel, and I need to just go and see what these places are like, just in case I want to tell somebody about it. Everybody understand? Okay? So now, $3,000 to $5,000 there. Shoot, I think Maria trying to get me to go somewhere. Where we going? Where y'all trying to go? Where's that place?
I don't know.
Barbados. Shoot. Every time I look up, Nicole and that doggone Maria, they be out having fun. They be all out where it's sunny, no shade, and they write it off on their taxes. What's up with that? Do you understand that? Yeah. The government help you pay for it. Y'all don't want that. $3,000. Bam. So now we down to $12,000. Nope, we're down to $15,000. What about your meals? Entertain. Anybody go out to eat?
Yes.
Now I know I don't look like it, but I promise you this. I eat all the time. James will tell you. Every time I talk to him, he be like, man, every time I talk to you, you eating. Yes. Ain't nothing wrong with eating. Good. Tax deduction. Write it off. Let me show you something. Now, this ain't John. That ain't got nothing to do with my eating, right? Let me show you something here. Now, are you a business owner right now? Okay, let me show you why you need to do that. I'm going to show you right here. You can follow along with me. And you don't have to say anything unless I tell a lie. If I tell a lie, you turn around and say, that ain't what it said, okay? Okay. It says, what entertainment expenses are deductible? It says, any activity generally considered to provide entertainment, amusement, or recreation. Is that what it said?
Yes.
Let's stop right quick. Anybody have anything in their life that fits that description?
Yeah.
Just in case you aren't sure, they gave some examples. Examples include entertaining guests at nightclubs, at social, athletic, and sporting clubs, at theaters, at sporting events, on yachts, woo! On hunting, fishing, vacation, and other similar trips. Is that what it said? Now, do you want to write off all your fun? Or do you got to think about it? See, we got to get on past all this stuff and just get to doing. Stop thinking and start doing. I saw somebody make a post. And there was a post on Facebook saying everybody's learning, but they ain't doing. They reading everything, but not putting nothing in action.
That's right.
We got to stop that. We got to put it in action. Okay? So now that's the $3,000 deal right here. We down to $12,000. So now, anybody here got children? Especially young children. How old? 13. I got a trick question for you. Are you ready? Boy, girl. What's his name? Amir. Okay. Does Amir cost you money or does Amir make you money? That was a trick question. Now, here's the thing. Would you like to get a $6,350 tax deduction for feeding Amir, clothing Amir, and all the stuff that you do for Amir? See, we just want to know, do you want something? We show you how to get to up to a $6,350 tax deduction for feeding, clothing, and taking care of your kids. People got 2 or 3 kids. That's $12,000 to $18,000 plus in tax deduction. Any children? All right. Now,
$19,050 for me.
Say it again.
19,000.
19,050.
So y'all know.
All right. Here's what you need to understand. Every $10,000 in tax deduction will save you $3,000 on taxes. So if you got 18,000, 19,000, that's a whole bunch of tax savings. What you think? Okay. Now, how much you saving on taxes on a monthly basis, Brady?
Saving in tax?
Yeah. How much? Yeah, how much because of the system?
Cash flow?
Yeah.
$1,200.
$1,200 a month. Not $1,200 a year.
No,
$1,200 a month.
A month.
Back into your pocket.
Back into my pocket.
All right, Nicole,
Run
what's
through
yours?
my money. That's all.
What's yours?
$1,100.
$1,100. Robin, Jason, what's yours?
$1,200.
Mike, what's yours?
$400 a month.
$400 a month. What's yours?
$900.
$900.
Wow.
You ain't got to think about that, do you? See, we're going to get cash flow back into your pocket today. We're going to start the process today if you want something, okay? But now, these two kids, take a look at this now. That's $12,000 plus here. Taxable income went to what?
Zero.
Let's say it out loud. How much?
Zero.
So they made 50 grand over here on the job. Then they turned around and joined us in business, started learning how to do tax minimization, and it went to zero. Now, some of y'all sitting there like, I don't know, John. I don't know if it really worked that way. Let me show you something. Now, see, this is what you was reading here. Now, see, this is an article that was a year ago, and this was crazy. I saw this big red tax-free, that got my attention. I want to know, what are they talking about? And then it says 27 what? Giant, profitable companies or firms that pay what? No tax. Now, that was something I wanted to hear. I want to hear about this. And then look at this. It says getting what? They made millions of dollars here. Look at this. Let's look at some of these companies. United Airlines made $4.2 billion, paid no taxes. American Airlines made $4.6 billion, no taxes. General Motors, anybody know who they are?
Yeah.
$7.7 billion, no taxes. Hewlett Packard. Now that, all these, they charge you every time you buy something from them, they charge you tax.
Mm-hmm.
But they ain't paying nothing. Why in the world you paying taxes on 30, 40, 50,000 if they ain't paying taxes on millions, hundreds of millions, billions? The only difference, you don't have a business, and if you do have a business, you don't know about tax minimization, how to do it. We got a system that teaches you how it works. Everybody got it? Okay? Now, let's keep moving. What we do is we show you how to use those as adjustments to income and put those on your W-4. Okay? Now, when you put that on your W-4, if you got one, you get $500, $600, $700, $800 a month back into your check. Now you strategically use that money. Everybody got it? Mm-hmm. Now, here's our flagship product. Okay? Our flagship product is the Financial Success Membership. It's going to give you the income shifting strategy. It's going to give you the software system that helps you implement all this. We have a protection platform. You get $1 million worth of identity theft protection, free and discount legal services. You get unlimited access to credit restoration. Do you know people pay $400 to $1,000 for just that? Anybody ever heard of credit restoration? Yeah. Okay? That comes with our system. Discount travel and corporate perks. Okay? Now, when you join business with us, when you get that Financial Success Membership, you also get a website. On that website, there is a storefront where people can buy some things from you. So these are some of them. Identity theft protection. Do you think people need this?
Yeah.
So remember I said you have to be in business to get deductions, right? Most people, 95% of them in America, do not have a what?
Business.
So they need one, right?
Yeah.
So they can lower what?
Taxes.
Okay? So now they join you in this system. They start lowering the taxes. But now they can market identity theft protection. They can market travel. No, we're not trying to make you a travel agent. I got no interest in trying to figure out when you're leaving and when you're coming back. But here's what I do. I hear somebody say, well, I'm thinking about going to Vegas. I say, you know what? I got a partnership with Priceline. It'll really help me out if you go to my site. And then they go to the site and get the deal, and I get the check. I like that deal. Anybody ever in here ever use Priceline? Yeah. So we're not talking about John's Travel and my Econ's Travel. It's Priceline, okay? Now, shoot, where's Robert? He outside. Me and Robert we got a hotel, and Robert, where are we staying in Indianapolis?
It's called Keystone at the Crossing.
Shoot, that room was $200 a night for everybody else. We got it for $72.
Wow.
And we got paid a commission.
There you go.
And I wrote the whole thing off because I was doing some business.
Okay.
Man, I think that's a pretty good deal. Would you like to get paid every time somebody shop at Walmart, Sam's Club, Best Buy, things of that nature? So we got a system for that, okay? Now, here's what you want to do. You want to become what is called an executive vice president with us. Well, what is an executive vice president? An executive vice president is somebody who enrolls 2 people in the Financial Success Membership. Now, sometimes when I get here, people start getting a little confused. They say, oh, man, John, is that one of those pyramid things? No. Pyramids are illegal. So if somebody started talking about the blessing loom, and they was talking to you on Facebook, that is a pyramid. If they started talking about the gifting program, that's a pyramid. Okay? Now, pyramids have no real legitimate products and services. But you might be sitting here wondering, does networking work? Understand that I put thousands of people in business. Thousands. Everybody in here is in here because of networking. Just look around. And we got meetings going on all over the country with people that are in my econ and people that's looking at my econ this morning. But now, as an EVP, you make up to 100% of the sales on your personal website and up to 85% on your team. And then every time you personally enroll somebody in the membership, you get a $50 commission up front, unlimited. Every time they enroll somebody to Infinity, the first 2 people to Infinity is a $25 commission. That's called an override. That's called leverage. You see? Here's the problem. You're on the wrong end. Anybody here work a job? How many employees do they have? Do they have just you or a whole bunch? You getting leverage. You're on the wrong end. Number 2. Anybody ain't got a cell phone? How often do you pay it?
No.
How many times you sign up?
Once.
You're on the wrong end of residual income. You got to figure out how somebody gonna pay you every month. Now, every time 7 people hit the network, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, bam! Hit you with a $1,000 bonus. Anybody here got a bonus?
Me.
Maria trying to get one every week. Man, I'm like, slow down. Give me some of that. So now, as they stay and maintain the system, you make $5 to $10 a month on every active associate. Now think about that. What if you had 10,000 people out here minimizing taxes, minimizing debt, minimizing all these things that we're talking about and building their investment? You wouldn't have to have a conversation about money, would you? So let me show you something. We almost done. Y'all ain't falling asleep yet, are y'all?
Oh, no.
Okay, so we got about 5 minutes here at best. So here's the thing. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a 5-year approach. Now, sometimes when I say 5 years, people get to talking crazy. John, that's a long time. Wait a minute. How long you been on your job? 20 years. Are you still broke? Yes. So what is you talking about? Let's quit that, right? Now, here's the thing. Let's go out here and build a team of 1,000 people. See, you heard Maria talk about Project 5,000. We're going to talk about Project 1,000. And then you just multiply this on up and you find out what 5,000 is. So now, on every active associate, you're going to make $8 a month. That's $8,000 here. Now, you might say, that's a big number. No, it's not. Find 10 people that build a team of people of 100. You got 1,000. So now your income starts at $96,000 and goes up from there. But now, if they have 6 customers on the books, that's going to make you an additional $3,000 here. You got $11,000. Now, let's say 20% of these people, they enroll 1 person in the Financial Success membership. That's another $6,000 here. You get 17 grand a month. And here's the key. 99.99% of that income has nothing to do with you working every day. We just want to know. What do we want to know?
Do you want
some?
some?
See, they've been cutting me checks since October 2005. They ain't never bounced. I've been eating good, riding good, smelling good, looking good, all the good. Okay? Now, we cutting checks every Friday. We want to know, do you want a check with your name on? You want a check with your name on? All the time. Absolutely. Okay? So now, let's close out with this. See, just look at this. With the bonus and everything, you averaging $193 a person and $168 a head to infinity. Drop 60 people in the next 4 months. Make $10,000 plus dollars. Drop 600 people in the next 24 months. Make $100,000. Now you got $4,800 a month in income. Drop 6,000 people in the next 5 years. You make $1 million up front. And now you got $48,000 a month. See? You got to understand something. You got to build leverage. The only difference between somebody make $50,000 and somebody make $10 million, the person that got $10 million got way more leverage. You got to figure out how to leverage. We got a system. We package it so we can sell it and talk to people about it, and they buy it, and you get paid. So now we also have a curriculum. We're going to teach you about stocks and bonds and real estate, mutual funds. We don't sell none of this stuff. But does it make sense to learn about these so when you have to make a decision, you inform?
Yes.
That's what we do. We're an education company and a software company. First and foremost. All that other stuff, that's just extra stuff so you can make some extra money. Okay? Now, everyone desires needs passive income. We're going to power our social do the same. That's going to equal personal financial success. Sign up today. $199.95. Understand something. If $199 gonna knock you out, you're already knocked out. I'm trying to wake you up. See, if you work in a job and you don't have the $199, I understand the struggle is real out here. I know some folks that don't have $199. I remember when I didn't have $199. I remember when I had to cash in bottles to put gas in my car. But those days are over. Everybody understand?
Yes.
See, because I made a decision. Don't start talking about, I'm going to get back with y'all when I get straight. If you had a plan, you'd be straight when you showed up.
That's right.
See, you got to step out here and get moving. I didn't have the money to get started the first time. Even if you don't got the money, you might have to go find 10 people to give you $20 so you can get in business. See, the problem not that you don't have the money. The problem is you don't got the mentality to say, I need to go get the money so I can get in.
That's right.
That's the problem. And that's a poor mentality. That's different than being broke. Being poor is different than being broke.
That's right.
Understand that, okay? You're going to sign up today. Get the income shifting strategy, identity theft protection, cash flow management software, free and discount legal services, unlimited credit education restoration, world-class business, valuable tax benefits. This is what we do at MyEcon. I want to welcome you to personal financial success. I'm going to work with all the people. Mostly. There's only one person. Only one person. So I got to get some leverage. I got to train some folks, okay? That's why I train Nicole. That's why I train James. That's why I train Robert. So we all work together and we collectively grow the group. And you can plug into me. See, a millionaire plugged into me to help me become one.
That's right.
My job is to plug into you. When I say plug in, I don't mean, see, some of y'all could have been saying, well, you know, I'm getting ready for the March Madness today, so I couldn't come down. Because somebody probably had that as an excuse. Somebody probably said, well, you know, it's a little rain out here. They didn't come over to the hotel. That's why they missed their blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You got blessed this morning.
That's right.
It just came in a package called John. So I want to thank you for coming out. Get with the person that invited you out. It takes us 5 minutes to get you in the system. I can help you get straight. If you want to get in, we get down to the computer here. We got computers in the back, computers in the front. But the bottom line is we got to make some moves. Everybody got it? I'll answer your question. Go ahead.
Part of the package also, do we get the updated information of the IRS that you said you have?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is just just for example purposes. Now, this book, everything that's in here is inside your website. Okay? And you get it all digital. But if you want this in a hard copy like this, now this is $25 extra. But you have everything so you can print it. Make sense?
And that's updated regularly.
Yes. We update it every year. When the IRS updates the stuff, we update it, put it in here at your fingertips. And then we got training videos and all that stuff. Any other guests? I'm going to get you a second. Any other guests that have a question? Yes.
If I sign up today, I want to purchase the book. I can get that book today.
You won't get the booklet today in the hardcore form, but you got it digitally, and then we'll mail it to you in about 3 or 4 days.
Okay. The gentleman who invited me, he's not here today, so I have to wait to get to him.
Who invited you out?
Marcus Belmore.
Marcus, I don't know who Marcus is. Anybody know Marcus? Yeah, you definitely want to get back with Marcus so he can help you get signed up.
I'm signing through him.
Yes.
He's out of the country right now, so.
Yeah, maybe. I'll talk to you in a minute so we can try to help you get in touch with him. When do you know when he's coming back?
I'm not sure. He's in Jamaica.
Okay, so he'll be back in about a week.
I got him.
Oh, you got it. Okay, right. Okay, good. Okay, yes.
I just care the quick folder. I'd like to get that folder when I print it out. I can order that folder.
Yes, yeah, it's in the back office. You can order you can get this just this without the inserts. And then what we do is when we update everything, you can just print it out and put it in here every year. Okay? All right, good deal. Any other questions? All right, I want to thank you all for coming out. Get with the person that invited you out. We'll help you get signed up. Less than 5 minutes, and we're gonna take probably